Hi, I'm Elliot from Now Go See It, and today we're in Geiranger, Norway. Come with us as we explore this beautiful mountain town.
We set the alarm for what felt like the middle of the night, but in this part of Norway, the sun's already up and working overtime before most of us even roll over. Depending on the season of your visit, actual nighttime darkness can be less than 4 hours. If you're sailing into Geiranger, waking up early is non-negotiable. This isn't just a peek out the porthole kind of port, it's a once-in-a-lifetime kind of sailing. Whether you're bundled up on the top deck or wrapped up in a blanket on your balcony, if you've got one, the sailing is absolutely worth crawling out of bed for. As the ship navigates its way through Geirangerfjord, the air gets colder, the cliffs get steeper, and the waterfalls start showing off. The water is so still in the morning that it mirrors the sky. This entire fjord is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and for good reason. It's one of the most pristine and geologically dramatic fjords in the world. It's flanked by walls of granite and green, shaped by glaciers and layered in history that goes way beyond cruise ships. This is a landscape that's been carved over millions of years, and you can feel it as you glide through. If you're lucky, you'll spot waterfalls before breakfast. It's cinematic, it's beautiful, and it's exactly why you came to Norway. Now, Geiranger is technically a tender port. Normally that means loading into small shuttle boats and bumping your way to shore. But not here. In true Norwegian fashion, they've solved the problem with smart engineering. A floating pier now extends from the town into the fjord, allowing ships to dock directly without needing tenders. So you walk right off the ship. No boat ride, no wait, no stress. You're standing on land, camera in hand, in one of the most stunning locations on the planet before your morning coffee even kicks in. A few steps into the town after you exit the dock, there's a modern little building that acts as the main visitor hub. If you haven't prearranged anything, you can book all kinds of local excursions here, from boat rides and rib safaris to mini electric car rentals and bus tours. It's well organized and easy to navigate, but here's the thing, book in advance. We tried to snag one of those little electric cars when we got off the ship, and they were already sold out for the day. So if you've got your heart set on something, lock it in ahead of time. Visit your shore excursions desk or check the link in the video description below to our blog post. There you'll find info on how to book directly with local vendors and get everything squared away before you sail. From the pier, we headed straight for the Fossevandring trail, the town's waterfall walk. It's only a few minutes on foot from the ship. There are plenty of signs leading you there, but the sound of rushing water will guide you before any sign does. The trail begins right at the base of the Geirangerfjord River, and from there it climbs alongside a powerful, multi-level waterfall that cuts right through the middle of town. The path takes you up nearly 300 stone and metal steps, curving in and out alongside falls with platforms built for taking in the views or catching your breath. The water is loud, like drown out your inner thoughts loud, but in a good way. You feel completely immersed in it. The spray cools your face, the railings are slick with mist, and every level offers a new angle that makes you stop and say, just one more photo. What makes it unique is how close you can get. You're following the waterfall's path as it crashes and froths over rocks, trees, and mossy ledges. There are plenty of places to stop along the way, some tucked into quiet corners where you can just take a moment to let the white noise of the water wash over you. And the view from the top, worth every step. From the last platform you can look down on the harbor and get a sweeping panorama of the fjord framed by the cliffs. At the top you'll find the Geiranger Fjord Center, a small but well-designed museum that gives context to everything you've just traveled through. It dives into the geological formation of the fjords, the culture of farming and fishing in this extreme terrain, and the real-life stories of the people who lived and still live between these mountains. It's got interactive exhibits, historical artifacts, and even a little cafe if you need to refuel before your next climb. And speaking of climbs, our big one of the day was Flydalsjuvet. It's one of the most iconic viewpoints in all of Norway, and we decided to hike it. From the fjord center, the path zigzags up along a mix of paved roads, gravel switchbacks, and woodland trails. And even though the incline is steady, it never feels boring. Every few turns you're hit with a new view, sometimes looking down into the fjord, sometimes passing over bubbling brooks or hidden waterfalls cutting through the trees. Along the way, we passed old hillside farms that have been here for generations, a few still in use during the summer grazing months. As we climbed, it was interesting to think about what life must have been like here in this remote corner of the world before roads and cruise ships. Back then, people relied on narrow goat paths and rope ladders to move from farm to fjord. Suddenly, our comfortable walking shoes feel very luxurious. The trail up took us about 45 minutes at a casual pace with lots of photo stops. If hiking's not your thing, you've got options. There's a hop-on, hop-off sightseeing bus that stops at the Viewpoint, and local taxis wait near the port offering round trips for about $30 or $40 per person, depending on demand. There's also a really fun alternative, those tiny open-top electric cars that you can rent in town. They look like smart cars crossed with moon rovers, and they're GPS guided with built-in audio tours. But again, book in advance, they go fast.
Here we are, on yet another hike. I wanted to take the bus, but
We don't
someone...
hop on and hop off. That's for tourists.
So instead, we're hiking on a 2.1 kilometer hike up some rocky trails to the observation deck. There's bugs. There's probably bears. There's definitely trolls. We're in Norway.
No,
Got this troll right next to me. Psh.
I only see one troll.
When we finally made it to the viewpoint, we understood what all the fuss was about. The view is a stunner. It's a wide, dramatic opening in the mountains, and from the edge you can see the fjord in full length, with the cruise ship down there looking like a bathtub toy and layers of peaks receding into the distance. There's a safe platform for photography, and also a famous photo spot known as the Chair, a massive stone ledge where travelers take iconic shots. That spot is roped off for everyone's safety, but no one seemed to care. We stayed safely behind the ropes. We didn't risk our lives for the shot, but please like our video anyway. The walk back down was more relaxed, and we noticed details we missed on the way up. Flowering wild grasses, little hand-built fences, and trail markers carved into the rock. Then as we turned one switchback, we were greeted by the coolest Norwegian we met all cruise. This guy. I don't know exactly what he was mad about, but I'm glad I'm not on his enemies list. It was the kind of random perfect trail moment that you don't plan for but remember forever. Goats and sheep have always been a part of life here. Historically, families would take livestock up the hill into summer farms called sadders, which are still visible for many of the hikes. Some are restored as cultural landmarks, and others are apparently home to very vocal descendants of Geiranger's original four-legged locals. Back in town, we took time to explore the waterfront shops and grab a bite to eat. Even though Geiranger is small, it's got a solid range of places to browse. You'll find high-quality wool goods, actual Norwegian-made sweaters, plus leatherwork, wood-carved souvenirs, and all things troll-themed. There's a kiosk that sells goat cheese, and another that does traditional crafts like rosemaling. That's the painted floral designs you'll see on everything from spoons to sleds. Food-wise, there are casual cafes where you can grab reindeer sausage or open-faced salmon sandwiches, most with great views over the marine and fjord. Once we were back on board, we headed straight for the top deck for sail away. And you don't want to miss this. As the ship slowly backs out of the fjord, the landscape somehow gets even more dramatic. The walls of rock rise up around you, the sun shifts, and the waterfalls light up like glowing ribbons on the cliff face. Then you reach the Seven Sisters, the grand finale. 7 slender waterfalls cascading side by side, tumbling down over 800 feet into the fjord. Across from them is the Suter, another waterfall that, according to legend, tried to woo the sisters but was rejected. You can actually see the bottle he supposedly turned into disrepair. It's a rock formation near the base. It's one of those Norwegian stories that's part myth, part geology, and all theater. The ship slows down here so you can take it all in. Cameras come out, people fall quiet, and you realize again that this isn't just scenery, it's spectacle. By the time we cleared the last bend in the fjord, the sun was lower, the wind picked up, and the magic of Geiranger felt like it had folded itself into the day. If you enjoyed this video, help us by clicking the subscribe button. For more details and a full guide for Geiranger, visit our website, nowgoseeit.com, by clicking the link in the description. Thanks for watching. Now go see Geiranger, Norway.